Hey, thanks for joining me again today. This is the next in a series of trainings on how to start a business. Now, today we're going to cover the internet business, and we're going to talk about the success model that I highly recommend that you follow if you really are serious about starting a business. Now, it doesn't cost any more. In fact, it's going to be a whole lot cheaper to follow the success model than if you just go out there and randomly try to start an internet business on your own. It doesn't matter what kind of business. You can anything that you can sell in a store, you can sell on the internet. It can be your own products that you create. It can be a network marketing product. It can be an affiliate product. It can be anything you need or anything you want, you can sell it on the internet. But I'm going to show you today a proven formula that will guarantee your success. Are you interested? Would you like to know how to guarantee your success with an internet business? I'm hoping I'm getting a lot of yeses here. Okay. Number one rule is do what somebody else is already doing. That may seem very, it may not seem quite right. It's like, oh, in school I was taught not to copy. Our whole school system's messed up because in the real world, we collaborate, okay, at work. We take other people's ideas and what they're doing all the time, and we build on that. And that's how we progress as a society. And, they don't do much of that in schools. Now, some of the, they're getting a little bit better. But you've got to copy somebody that's successful for you to be successful, especially if this is your first business. Find a market that you really are in love with. Don't do something that you don't have a passion for. You'll get knocked down and you'll wonder if it's worth getting up if you don't have a passion. So you have to have a passion for what it is you want to do. Now, the success formula it goes like this. If you want to do this on your own, now there are systems out there, there are programs out there that will have all this stuff done for you, and I highly recommend you would do those. Contact me. I will get you in touch with companies, that fit your passion, your niche. So get a hold of me and I can help you with that. But if you want to do this on your own, here is the proven formula to do that. Okay, first of all, find what you love to do. Figure out a way, that it's monetized, and then find somebody else that's already doing that. And the main expense you're going to have is once you find somebody that's very successful at this, I want you to buy everything they have and keep track of exactly how they're getting you to buy it. How are they getting you motivated? How are they selling so much? Or if they're selling $100,000 a month product, how are they getting people to their website? How are they getting them to their blog? How are they getting how are they getting the sales made? How are they convincing people to buy more? You need to find all that information out. I mean, so, if you want to find out, the traffic sources, their campaigns, their highest converting keywords, best performing landing pages, their hottest selling products, their funnels, how they're using social media, what other strategies are they using. Looking at my cheat sheet over here, sorry, because I didn't want to leave anything off there. But if you want to find out, I mean, the easiest way to do that is just to buy one of everything they're selling, okay? And that way you can see, okay, what brought you there? How did you find them? That's a key to how they're bringing traffic to the blog or their website. Are they using a blog? Are they using a website? Is that one of their means of getting people to be aware of them? Because the search engines love that. Check and Google them and find out how they're ranking on Google, and then there's tools you can use that you can find out what kind of keywords they're using. One of the best keyword tools I know is SE Cockpit, so that's made by Swiss Made Marketing. So it's not cheap, but it's a great keyword tool that I would highly recommend that you look at, because keywords for natural searches are the easiest way to go. So find out exactly what they're doing and copy as much as you possibly can without stealing any of their material. Don't steal any of their material, but copy what they're doing. Is this a physical product? Is it like a diet pills, or is it just a weight loss program? Is it an exercise program? I mean, those are great areas to go into because they're huge markets, and you want a huge market, and because if you can get into a multi-billion-dollar market and you can just take 1% of it, you're still making $1 million or over $1 million. So are you interested in that? But if you try something that's new, you say, oh, I've got this great idea. This is going to be great. I'm going to make millions of dollars. And you try to do it on your own, from scratch, you'll be lucky even to survive, much less make millions of dollars. I know it sounds really good right now, and you're saying, Roy, now my idea is different. I'm going to make $1 million. Please don't do that, okay? Especially not on your first business. Copy what somebody else is doing. Go through their whole sales process. Take screenshots. If it's on the computer, which I'm assuming, we're doing the internet, you could do this for a brick and mortar. You can do it for any kind of store, anything anybody is selling, or any service they're providing, or any product, anything. You can just see what they're doing and how they're getting people to come to their site, and how they're selling them, and how they're upselling them and downselling them. So you may have to go through a couple of times. You may have to buy stuff with your own name, and then you may have to put in your wife's or your kids, and stuff like that. So you can go through the entire process. So you can buy every upsell, you can buy every downsell. Now, a downsell is just something, somebody decided they didn't want to buy the upsell, so they give another offer, something that's cheaper. It's like, okay, here, you could buy this, and and they're related products to their original purchase. Did they get you in with a free offer? Did they get you in with a tripwire offer? Something that's very low cost, high value, low cost, just to get your attention. You've got to be aware of all these things. What kind of language are they using? The wording that they're using. It's called copywriting in their ads and in their sales material. Are they using neuro-linguistic programming? It's called NLP. to get you to buy. You know, you've got to be very aware of these things. It's going to take more homework if you don't want to spend the money, you know, because there are programs out there that'll just show you all these things, or that have it already done for you. But if you want to do it on your own, you can. You're going to have to become very savvy about, you know, there's books on verbal influence. There's books on neuro-linguistic programming. There are books on keyword research, and there's courses and stuff like that. And you know, you can research that and get it all free, and then go through and buy all the product, and then model that and do exactly as close as you can to how they're doing it. You know, pulling in their keywords, pulling in their advertisements, finding if there's a program out there that's free. It's called SimilarWeb.com. Pretty sure that's right. SimilarWeb.com. Let's see if I had in my notes. I don't see it right here. But you know, Google that, and you know, if I'm off a little bit, but what it does is it'll show you actually even where, you know, how much traffic they're getting and where the traffic is coming from. This is key, okay? Now, once you've bought all their things and you've seen exactly how they sold you, then you want to know how they got their traffic. Now, all you have to do is take their same ads, and you can see the ads, okay, and where they're at and where they're being placed at. And you can just take their same ads and you can put your ad right next to theirs. Now, do you think that a company that's doing hundreds of thousands a month in business, that if you model exactly what they're doing and put it right next to theirs, that you're not going to get a piece of that? You will. You'll be surprised how big a piece you may get, because you know, you may tweak yours just a little bit, where, you know, and be able to do something that draws attention. Or maybe their ad, they've, you know, people have seen it. Oh, new ad. Oh, looks about the same. Let's try this. You might be surprised. There are actually new startups that have made, you know, they've been able to almost steal 50 to 60% of their competitors' traffic just by doing that method. Do you think if they've been making hundreds of thousands of dollars, that maybe you would be making, you know, if you were only making $10,000 instead of hundreds of thousands of dollars, would that be worth it? And you're not really risking anything, because the whole idea is not to risk your own time, your own money. You just want to do what somebody else has done. Follow it as exactly as you possibly can. It's very important that you follow it exactly, step by step by step. Don't think, oh, you know, that doesn't make sense. If this company that you're trying to copy is making lots of money, they probably researched things. They've done split testing. They've done all these, you know, they've tried this and they tried that, and this doesn't work, and this doesn't work, and this doesn't work, and this does work. So just copy exactly what they're doing as close as possible. And then if you want to tweak a few things, anything, you know, but even if it doesn't seem to make sense, like say they're selling a diet pill, and on the next page their upsell is to buy 4 more of those bottles of diet pills. It's like, that doesn't make any sense, but it's working for them. So just do it. Don't try it outthink them. Don't try to outguess them. Don't try to think I'm smarter than they are. No, you want to just copy it exactly, step by step by step by step, and then go to SimilarWeb.com. Find out exactly where they're getting their traffic, and then you take and borrow their traffic. Use the same kind of banners. Use the same, you know, you want it to have the same flavor without being an exact duplicate, because they'll sue you. if you use, you know, their ads. So you can't do that, but you want to use the same wording, the same keywords, the same style. They've got a pretty girl in the ad, you put a pretty girl in the ad. It's, you know, you want to model it as close as you can with that copy in, exactly. And that is the formula for being successful in any kind of business. Okay? Now, if you have any questions, just get in contact with me. My contact information will be somewhere here, but I'm really easy to find. Roy Harris. You can just Facebook me. Really, really simple. I've got a website, rharrisblog.com. I've got blogs. I got, you know, not that hard to find. If you have any questions, just get a hold of me and let's get you started making some money. You know, getting that first step is sometimes some of the hardest things we ever do. And I heard this and I was amazed. Now I want to share this with you before we end this. That we have this dream and we fuel the dream, but we're afraid that if we make that step toward that dream, that the dream will disappear. So we'll buy products, we'll buy systems, we'll buy, you know, we'll do everything in the world, but take action because it fuels the dream. Well, once we actually have to take those steps toward accomplishing the dream, we're afraid the dream will vanish because you'll run into hurdles. And it's like, oh man, you know, this is tough. Is that dream worth it? You know, the dream starts fading away out in the background. And you say, you know, is this worth it? So keep the dream in mind, but take action, you know. And once you've gone a ways, and you need a mentor, you don't need somebody to help you. You need a system, you need a plan, and then you can be successful. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you another little hint. Video is the way to go. Okay? So, video marketing is the wave of the now. Wave of the future, but it's also the wave of the now. You want to be a step ahead of everybody, start doing video marketing. Okay, take care. Catch you on the next